Tell him to drop a cookie on my side, too.
And get you some ice cream. Because I look out for that bitch.
What kind of ice cream?
What do you want, baby?
Mint chocolate chip?
Well, I mean, I have Eddie's Rocky Road.
Mint chocolate chip.
Blood that.
Why are you not allowed to have mint chocolate chips? It turns you into an evil bitch from hell?
Because for the same reason he won't order a pizza with pineapple on it.
Because it's the devil?
Pretty much.
Hello, David. How are you? We are doing our pregame. We have, because everyone knows, we of course have the interviews, the interviewing that's starting off at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, 7 o'clock. My brain just went,
One of those times.
sorry. Yeah, it's here somewhere. I'm going to forewarn everyone. I am a little bit bipolar tonight. I am a little bit, I'm not going to say possessed because I'm really not possessed, but I'm kind of I don't want to say bipolar because then it gives bipolar people a bad name because I'm really not, I don't know how to explain it. My temperament is very touchy. That's probably the best way to put it. I have had, no, not manic. No, well, I mean, depends on what kind of manic we want to talk about. Today is the anniversary, the 17th anniversary of my husband's suicide, or so the Marine Corps says. Part of the reason why we have All for the 22. So I have been in between trying to make sure that I remain happy, and when I can't find something that keeps me up, I just fall apart. And then someone will piss me off. So yeah, it's been quite a day. I don't know if that's a good way to explain it. I've also been realizing that just there are two different chats, you Riri. I've also had one of the strangest days. As most people who know me know, that I am rather tactful, and I'm very, especially when it comes to the military. I am able to usually keep my composure. Today, well, yesterday and today, that composure was not very well. I mean, it was very close to snapping. We'll just put it that way. I am a military widow, and so I find myself at random times having to deal with them. So it has been. Christy, how would you describe it? Hello, Toker, honey.
Well, for someone looking in from the outside, I just need a lot of popcorn for it.
Oh, yeah. Most people find it rather worth their comedic value. Of course, then I, get gifts that are like this. And Christy and I find the comedic value in this thing. Of course, we also make fun of my son because I don't know how he got his big fat head in it. And we are realizing that Halloween is going to be so much fun with that thing. I already have half of my Halloween costume. Let's just say she has been keeping me rather comical the past half an hour to an hour. Because there's just, oh my. We are going to keep it fairly short. We are going to keep it in T-minus an hour because Miss Christie does have to go to school unless one of you amazing people want to volunteer to take over at 8 o'clock our time, because I really don't want to talk to myself. I do enough with that. The voices in my head, they're a little overbearing sometimes, and it's so much easier if I have someone in front of me. People don't look at me like I'm nuts. But we're having a great day. My therapist, yeah, my therapist says that I'm doing well with dealing with the whole dead husband thing. And the son leaving for college and all that wonderfulness. I told her she was lying. She was lying, and she says, "I am not." I went, I know that face. That's called Mom's about to crap her pants because she's trying out to lie. And well, the rest is history. You definitely know it's a bad year when your 17-year-old says, "Mom, I can't go to school because I might kill someone." Yes, my Blakey, the sweetest, most kindest child God has put on this earth, looked at me yesterday and went, "Mom, I can't go to school tomorrow." And I went, "Why?" He says, "I may kill someone." I went, "Okay, I don't need charges coming up with my child." Everyone's leaving. Did they sign on too early? Am I scaring the crap out of them? Ah, crap, she's hearing voices. I'm out of here. Good Lord, they should hear what I say when they're not around. They should hear the voices when they're not around. Holy Jesus. The worst part about it is my mom is a paranoid schizophrenic with multiple personalities. It might actually be genetic in my old age. Who said that? Sorry. I am trying to keep my head above water here, people. Because the alternative, Christy has seen, and it is not a pretty place. Because we are, at exactly 7 o'clock, we're going to start getting into some more of the heavy stuff, and well... Oh, dear Lord, what did you send me? Quit quoting Harley Quinn of me, ma'am. I'm telling you. If I was older than that comic book, I would swear it was me.
Right. Thank you, Bubba.
You're welcome. Love you.
So how is everyone else doing in the world before we have to get down to the brass tacks of talking about me? Yay. See, I scared them all away. Everybody left.
Nah. I'm over this class that I'm in.
Do what?
I'm just over the class that I'm in right now.
Oh, I'm telling you, man. Joey had to go do some thing this afternoon, and he was like, "I really don't want to go." I was like, "I don't blame you. I don't want to talk to you people. Go away." Not the people in the room. Sorry, I had like this little chat thing pop up and was like, "Chat with us." I don't want to. Thank you. I want to chat with people I actually somewhat know. Not with, people that have no idea who you are. Like, I want to talk with, Tucker Heine and Tiffany and David and all my other people. And Christy hiding over there in the dark. That I can barely see the light, glowing off of her library there. The little giggle box. I'm going to shake her up. You'll hear her. She'll giggle across the room.
Probably.
Don't make
Hold
me
on.
go get cheeseburgers and pity potions.
Yes.
See,
Cheeseburgers.
cheeseburgers!
Wait, give me a second. I'm gonna turn the light on.
Okay. Yeah, we don't have to worry about the TikTok mods in here. Hello, hello, and welcome to the sanatorium. I think that's what I'm going to start nicknaming these lives. Welcome to the sanatorium. I don't know. Give us some name suggestions, everyone. Because I hate saying interviews, because it's not really an interview. We just kind of get on here and, we have a chat. Live chats. Live at the sanatorium. Please all join. I've decided we're going to nickname our lives on here, Welcome to the Sanatorium.
I like it.
I mean, we're all a little bit crazy.
Just it.
I mean, being normal is no fun. Hello, Miss Lori. How are you? Welcome. Your name does not appear. I don't recognize it. If you're from TikTok, welcome, welcome. You are all. If it's not, you're still welcome. Everyone's welcome. We all say hello. We're gonna get started here in about 4 minutes. We kind of like start early so we can say hi. Let everyone get their popcorn and their drinks. Tonight, I don't know. It's not really. I mean, it is kind of one of those things that we talk about. Things that need to be talked about more often. Christy and I have, we talk about it quite often, but that's because my family is very highly affected by it. And that's because we're right there by. I always say that that suicide is a ripple effect. We're in that first ripple where it seems like we get hit with everything all at one time. And Christy's kind of in that second one. She didn't know the person who threw the pebble, but she kind of still gets messed with because of the pebble. Because she has to deal with all of the yuckiness of it. You guys will probably see me cry a little bit. I'm kind of manic because he was the best thing that ever happened to me. I mean, besides my kids, he was one of the best. I'll just put he is one of the best things that ever happened to me. But today is the 17th anniversary of his passing, and it just seemed I had talked it over with several of other people, and they said that this was kind of seemed fitting that we talk about the way it has affected our family, not just me. Especially since our family dynamic is changing. So today has been rather trying. That would be an easy way to put that. That would be a very quiet way to put that. And I do want you guys to ask questions. Just because that's the only way you're going to learn anything. You guys ask questions, please. He was a very good person, and I just want everyone to, if you want to ask, do it. So, I'm not even really sure how to get started with it, so I guess, we'll start at the beginning, I guess. So most everyone knows me. They see the face. Everybody's seen my face. They've heard me talk about it. They know that I am, we found it after the 22 because my husband died by suicide. What a lot of people don't know is that I have two boys that have grown up without their biological father. And they are two very amazing boys. They are smart and funny and, oh Lord, just as crazy as their mama and daddy. They are every bit the reason that I still am here. I don't know how. It's so hard to describe the two boys because they're on such different ends of, like, their attitudes are so, like, distinctly opposite. Joey is very calm and, like, stoic and quiet, and, like, nothing falters or fails inside of him. And then and it was put perfectly today. Joey and Blake, as human beings, we are V6 engines. Joey, all six of his turbines are going, and they're all going and in the same direction. And then you have Blake. Three of them are going, and they are all in tune. And the other three are off picking flowers. And they're not even in the same field. And it was perfect. That is how you describe my children. Am I wrong, though, Christy?
No.
Because Joey, everything is perfectly in line and perfectly in tune, and he's got everything written down. And then there is Blake, who is total chaos. And, like, you just... One minute, he's all perfectly, everything's great. And he's got all his squirrels. They're not in a row, but he's got them all corralled. And then the next moment, he's got like 3 squirrels out of the 15 that he owns, and the rest of them, no fucking clue where they're at. And he's just like looking at you going, what? Like, what? What did I do? Where are the squirrels? I was really watching squirrels. I'm sorry. But he's so lovable. I mean, like, today, Joey called me this morning to tell me he loved me and that he missed me and that he knows that today was going to be hard on me and that, he was thinking about me. And you know what, Michelle? I'm going to actually, give me a second, and I'm going to add you. I'm going to try to do this. She's also one of the ones. So that way, if you have to go, Chris.
Okay.
You can. When you have to bounce, you can bounce.
Okay.
But yeah, it was just like, it's crazy. Because Blake, like, Joey was just, Mr. I love you, Mom, and I really wish I could be at home. And he was just like, all sweet and lovable. And then Blake is in the back seat sounding like a motorcycle for a good 25 to 30 minutes. That's all I heard for 25 to 30 minutes. I sent you the link on your messenger, Michelle. And I am just like, Blake, would you shut up? And he's back there, like, sounding like a motorcycle. I am like, oh my God. Like, it's like, dudes, you know that this day is already a pain in my butt. Look, we're all here. We're all here. Okay, this is the first time we've ever had more than 2 people in a call. This also works.
Yay!
I don't see a share button. I was gonna share it.
Hold on. I gotta remember how to get to it. I think you have to go into Facebook or
Like
YouTube or something.
if I minimize StreamYard, will I still be here?
Yeah, you should be. I mean, if not, it'll bring you right back.
Am I still here?
I think you're paused on our end, but it's fine. Because you're still here, you're just not moving. You're fine. We're good. But it's like,
That's the way
and then, but they deal with Steven's death so differently because Joey, he is Mr. I'm here, I'm in the moment, and the day's over with, I'm good. Whereas Blake, he's very emotional, and it's not, you don't know what you're going to get from one minute to the next. And it's like, how did I end up in 2 separate people? Because there are, and Christy knows what I'm saying, because sometimes I am very much, sometimes I'm very much Joey. Throughout the day, I will be Joey. I will just be like, okay, I'm good. And then the next minute, I am like, I don't know how to deal with this. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where did this come from?
Well, that's just called, being a woman.
Oh no, I don't have those parts anymore.
I have no idea what's being said in any chat. Because, this is not mirrored. Anyway.
But it was like, I'm sitting there and like I literally, okay, TikTok, you can ask Christy. TikTok me, there is no love lost there. I really don't give a shit. But for like last 5 days, it has pissed me off. And normally I'm just like, TikTok can kiss my ass. I really don't care. But I was getting really mad. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? I hate social media. Hi, Andrea. Mwah. Give that baby girl some love.
Chat. I don't know who's there. I know I shared it.
You should be able to see when it says comments. If you click that
I closed out Facebook altogether.
No, on the screen where you see us. You should see it says comments. Either underneath you or around somewhere. Are you on a phone?
Oh, okay. There we go.
And then you can pull it up.
There we go.
But we, it was so funny because like today, and yesterday was even worse because I went from utterly pissed to bawling like, there was no tomorrow to, can we have pizza? And like Matt went, when did you start having your period again? And he's like, you haven't had that part for 2 years now, babe. When did this start happening again? And I'm like, he's like,
open mouth, insert foot.
Then he asked me if I'd lost weight, like a tremendous amount of weight. And I was like, do I look like I have lost fucking weight, asshole? I mean, like, I literally was just like, because when I had gastric bypass, I lost 200 pounds, and like all the estrogen that's stored in your fat, I mean, it's literally like being pregnant. You have that rush of fucking, you cry for like 6 months straight. And that's what I did when he first got home from Afghanistan. So he's like, comes home to pregnant, basically pregnant Penny, only I'm losing weight, not gaining it. He's like, what the hell did I walk in on? And I was like, and then he comes home yesterday to me. He comes home from school yesterday, and I am like, I went from irate to bawling in like 2.2 seconds, and he's like, the hell did I just walk in on? I'm surprised he didn't call Christy. Go, Christy, what the hell?
Nah, he saw me at the store later.
I'm surprised he didn't like run to you and go save me. Don't make me go home. Because I sent him to the store to get brownies. I don't crave chocolate unless my attitude is like really off the chain. So it's been, one of those really weird, like, and this year is so much different because I'm having to learn to do it without my grieving buddy, which is Joey, because now he's a full-blown adult. He's off at college. And so, like, I'm doing it, I'm having to change the way I do things. And he's like, uh-oh, is she going to cling to me? Or is she going to...
If you do, that's okay.
Well, and that's what he said. He was like, do I need to take the day off? I was like, no, just let me sleep. Don't wake me up until you get home from school. You only have one class today, so don't wake me up. And I should have known that wasn't going to work because my mother-in-law, Stephen's mom, calls me every year on September 21st between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. And that is right smack dab in the middle of his only class.
Oh, my God.
This year. So I was like, I almost, which I am not this hateful, I almost put my phone on silent so that I would not answer it. Now, I did ignore her one time. I ignored her call once because I was like, I really don't want to deal with this. But then she immediately called me back without leaving a message. So it was like, fuck, I gotta take it.
Because if you don't, she's going to call and call and call and call and call.
Well,
And when you look at it like that, because she does it every year, I think it's a way for both of you to stay connected over his memory.
well, and it's not even just that she does it every year. She, it's one of her things that it's not just to connect over his memory. It's, you were the one who told me. How are my grandsons? How are you doing?
Yeah.
And I don't think she realizes that for me, it's painful because I will never unhear me telling, the sound she made when I told her he was gone. Because they were supposed to tell us at the same time, and they didn't get to her before I called her. And I'm the one who had to tell her that he was gone. And I will forever have in my head the sound that she made when I told her. And that is no sound any person should ever have to hear from someone that they're going to know for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
That they're, that they love. You should not have to hear that. And I still love Stephen's mother is my mom. And you can ask Chris that. She is my mom. When I say I'm going to see my mom, it's Stephen's mom. It ain't my mama. And, it's like, still to this day, I can hear her voice in my head. And it's just like, it's one of those gut-wrenching, oh my God, I wished I could curl up and die because I did not ever want to hear that from someone. And, and it's like, people always say, well, what's up? You know, oh, it couldn't have been that bad. Really? Why don't you go try it?
Right.
You know, it's like, you go tell your mother-in-law, you know, have fun with that. See how you feel. You know, and it's just like, how stupid could you be? You know, and especially with the way he died, it was just like, I really bit back a lot because I didn't tell her everything. All I said was he was found, he's deceased, just know that he loved us. And like, I just, I couldn't go any further than that until I could get face to face with her. And it was just like, people are always saying, oh, you know, it's hard on everybody. Yeah, it is. But when you're in that first ring of that freaking pebble, that is the ring that's the tightest. And we bind so much closer because it's like, we are afraid. We're terrified. Because we don't want to lose anybody else in that ring. And, it's like, you can ask Chris, my kids, man, I am hard on them because it's like, if you even so much as feel, and I'm hard on Chris too, because I am like, because she's like my sister. She's the closest thing I have to someone I feel as a sister that I've known I've known her for 11 years. And I'm like, girlfriend, if you think you're going to die and get out of this world before I do, I am 10 years older than you. Ain't happening.
I'll bring you back.
Right? She would too.
I'd bring her back and knock her out. And I told her that. I said, you ain't allowed to get out of this life before I do. We are in this together, sister. And she was like, but nope. There ain't no but. Because the only thing comes after that but is your big old booty. So, you gotta start doing squats because you ain't getting out of this without me. And heaven don't want me, and hell's afraid we're gonna take over.
You're a robot.
Me?
Is she a robot to you, Christy?
No.
Okay, then it's my connection. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on while she reconnects. But it's one of those things that it's just like, you gotta. Christy and I have always been one of those, let's find a way around it. Let's find a way around it.
Oh.
Oh. And she's back, but she's muted.
I may have to completely close out and come back.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Nope. There we go.
Are you in Texas?
What gave it away?
I think Michelle's in Texas because they're getting a lot of crappy weather. They're pushing it all up towards us, Christy.
Oh, we've already got storms outside.
I know.
I'm not getting crappy weather. Hold on. Let me check. We had a little sprinkles earlier, but
they were forecasting it earlier. I see some darkness.
Oh yeah, we got some rain coming because we got a cold front coming.
Okay, you can push that towards us.
Well, that's only going to take us down to 85.
Yeah, but it pushes you down to 85 and pushes us down closer to 70 and the late 60s. And
that would be awesome.
I'm ready for that.
I'm ready for that, but we get that in like December.
See, we further north than you are. We're in the lovely state of Tennessee, right on the Kentucky border.
It's Texas, where we have 2 seasons:
hot and cold.
No, hot and fiery pits of hell.
See, that's why I won't move back to Texas.
We skip spring and autumn and maybe 2 weeks worth of winter. Maybe. I mean, this year was the first time in 43 years I've seen snow.
Yeah, my mother-in-law, she went, "What is this white crap on the ground? Did we blow up a cocaine plant?"
No, she didn't. Oh my God. No, she didn't.
Oh, she did. And she's lived in Texas all her life. She was like, "We like invade, a cocaine country, and they just sprinkled it all over Texas." She's like, "Do I need to worry about my dogs?" And I was like, "Mama, really?" She was like,
Am I
"I need
still
to go
doing
get
the
this."
robot thing?
You go in and out, but no.
I'm in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, that could be it. But she was like, "I need to go and clean off the graves because if this shit goes through the dirt and Steven starts walking again, I'm going to be scared." And I was like, "Oh my God,
Is that better?
woman." Yes, that's a lot better. I was like, "This isn't. We're not talking about zombie here, you idiot woman." I was like, "Plus he's slime by now. It's just we're good." She's
Yeah, no, I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. I'm literally out in the boonies. So,
Have you ever heard of Streetman? That's where my mother-in-law lives. She lives between Mahia and Corsicana.
that's further north, right?
More towards Fairfield.
Yeah, that's further north. I'm close to Houston.
Okay, I know where that is.
I'm in Bryan College Station, home of Texas A&M.
See, my best friend lives in College Station. Okay, I have several best friends, but this one's been my best friend since I was like in 8th grade. The most flamboyantly gay person I've ever met in my life.
I have a few of those.
He is a queen, and I love him to pieces. I need to figure out where he gets his makeup because it covers up so much, and I am telling you, if I could get these bags hidden, I'd be happy.
Probably Ulta. If you want me to be serious, it's probably Ulta.
He does not step in Ulta. That's just it. Like, I don't know where he gets his makeup, but like his foundation, I have never seen. He doesn't go into Ulta because he's like, them people are pretentious. He was like,
I've been in there once, and it was.
He was like, "Sephora, they can kiss my butt because they overcharge way too much." He says, "Estee Lauder can take it and shove it up their butt." And I was like, "They may like that. That's why it's in a pump." And he was like, "Yeah, I think that's why, And he was like, "Yeah, and Jimmy Choo can suck mine." And I was like, "Well, okay." He's like, "Because they don't make it above a 10." He was like, "And I'm a 13." I was like, "Okay, sister." I was like, "I can't even think about a Jimmy Choo." I'm like, "I can't even think of Jimmy Choo because I fall on my head."
Yeah, I try not to wear heels more often than I absolutely have to because I need a bubble as it is. Throw heels in there and yeah.
See, I don't wear heels because the last time I wore heels, Christy and my husband were picking me up off the floor at the Mexican restaurant because my decided to go out from underneath me.
Whoop, whoop.
I looked adorable until my ass decided to hit the ground. Yeah, it was a
But
fun
did you
night.
do it gracefully?
Fuck no, I don't do anything gracefully. I am sorry.
This interview kind of went the opposite direction.
Oh yeah, I really needed this though. My 6'5" Sasquatch of a son is more graceful than I am. Seriously. Okay, get back on track. Get this right. We need to find the damn track
That
again.
went way off into that field.
We need to find. We need to give that. We need to find the damn train again. This is what I'm talking about. Christy likes to make sure. Christy likes to sit over there and go, "Okay, Penny, let's see how off the track. Let's see if we can lose the damn thing."
Oh, now I can get us off track if you want to. I can get us way off track.
See, that's Christy's thing. She likes to send me off on wild goose chases, and my brain just goes, tra la 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 la. Let's go.
But I thought I was coming to get us on the track.
Yes, we need to get back on track. So the
I mean, I
family.
can go either way. I can switch.
Well, see, so
That
do
sounds
I.
bad. I'm gonna shut up. That sounds bad.
That's a whole
I did not
different
mean it that way.
interview. That's a whole different interview.
Well, how about them Cowboys?
They are cowgirls, thank you very much. But anyways. Oh, I used to get that look from my husband all the time. Okay, Troy Aikman, hello.
That's old school, baby.
But you know what I'm
You
talking
can't go
about.
wrong with old school Cowboys. That was before they all went to jail.
Now,
I've been a Cowboys fan since I was knee high to a grasshopper. Okay, so I
see,
can
right now,
medic with the best of them.
I'm the same way. Okay, I'm a Chiefs fan since I came out of the birth canal. Why? Because that was what I was born into. But so back on track, people. Do not get me stuck on football because we will not get back on that track. You can ask Christy because I am horrible about football.
It's funny though.
Yes, it is. As a family unit, it was really hard for us to figure out, once that pebble was the proverbial pebble was thrown, it was
Oh,
hard.
it wasn't proverbial, honey. That stone was thrown and it rippled.
That damn thing was thrown, and it was like, okay, everybody go home because we don't know where this track's going to take us.
There was like 15,000 ripples you had to go through, honey.
Well, and the hardest part is none of us had, none of us knew what we were to expect because I myself, the only thing I'd ever had to do with suicide was I had thought about it in high school as one of those teenagers. I was like, oh, my parents hate me, I'm terrible in school, I just want to die. And I found out I was pregnant. I just wanted to die. And so it was like, that was the only thing I'd ever had to deal with.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't say this, back in late 80s, early 90s, we weren't taught mental health. We weren't taught, okay, you need to look for these
We were taught to keep it inside.
You were taught lock it inside, throw away the key. Yeah.
Don't be weak.
Exactly. Don't talk about your mental health. Do not talk about it. It is not to be talked about. If you need to talk about it, you go to your pastor. Or you go to your doctor. And they will help you.
That's kind of where I got lucky. I won't lie. I had the world's best mother on the planet. I could talk to her about anything. But that is how 90% of the rest of my family lives. So, it's weak to show emotion or weakness or to not be okay.
Well, and that was one of the biggest things is I was even a girl. And I was told, it's okay to cry for a few minutes, but then you need to suck it up
and put on your big girl panties.
Buckle up them boots and let's get going. And like, I think the worst for me was I remember, and I've never said it to anyone who's lost someone, and I know I haven't, because I think the hardest thing for me to even hear, not even about my loved one, but about someone else, is to hear someone say, well, God has a plan. Do not tell someone who is mourning that God has a plan, or that he's in a better place, or she's in a better place. Because excuse the fuck out of me, the best place for my late husband was raising his babies.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't say that BS. I used to, and then my mom died.
And
And
it's like,
people said that to me, and it pissed me off because I'm selfish. I'll be the first to admit I'm selfish, and it's okay to be selfish, to want her right here beside me. It's okay.
well, and it's like, I literally looked at one lady and I went, excuse me? I said, there is not a better place on this goddamn heaven, earth, hell, wherever the fuck, than right there beside those babies. And I'm sorry, but I don't care if you chop his damn leg off. I don't know how much pain, but those babies don't deserve this. And like, the lady looked at me, and like my mother, I remember it. This is my favorite thing of all time. My stepmom and my dad called, and I don't call my stepmom my stepmom, but it just kind of gives you the family dynamic. She called, and my dad told me, he's like, I'm really sorry, Penny. I love you. We'll be there at the funeral, because I was still in North Carolina getting everything ready. And she got on the phone and she was, I love you. She was like, but, it's all in his plan. And I remember taking my cordless phone, and I lived in a trailer, and I chucked it from one end of the trailer all the way down the hall to the other end of the trailer. Like, you don't tell someone who just at 27 years old lost their husband, and you have a 2-month-old child and a 3-year-old. That is not the phrase you tell that person, because there is no plan outside of raising these 2 small children.
And there's really no words that you can say that's gonna make the person feel better. There's nothing you can say. The only thing you can really do that's gonna make a difference is be there.
The
Is
only
tell
thing,
them I'm there. Listen.
exactly,
Here.
I'm
Look up.
here. Give them a hug and tell them eventually it'll be okay. Don't say it's going to be okay, because they don't see that. But you can say eventually it'll be okay, because it will eventually. They're not going to see it. They're not going to see it for several years. But if you say eventually it'll be okay, it gives them a glimmer of hope.
And it's never really okay. It's not
No,
that it
it's
gets to
not.
be okay. It's that you get better at moving
Living with
on.
it.
You
No,
get
it's
better
not
at living, not moving on, but living with it. Yeah, like you
living
said,
with it.
you get better at coping.
You get better at, I call it the cha-cha. Because no matter what you do, you're just moving. Sometimes it's forward, sometimes it's backward, sometimes it's side to side. Sometimes it's that little, the baby rock, where you're just kind of bouncing and weaving, bobbing and weaving. But, and yeah, and people are like, the people are looking at you like you are, you're donning a Stevie Wonder mask and sunglasses, because you're just trying to move. But sometimes that move is all you can do at that time. And I remember so many people telling me, oh, well, you need to be strong for the boys. And I had somebody tell me
Who
that.
the hell was supposed to be strong for you?
Well, and that's what I looked at them and I said, you know what? And it was like 3 months after my husband died, and I had quit crying in front of my kids. And my son, who is 3, and at this point he's now 3.5, and I'm sitting in the living room, and it's been a really tiring night. My now 6-month-old child is just like, we didn't know it at the time, he has ADHD, so out of the 4 hours he's supposed to sleep in at night, he's like doing 1, maybe 2, before it's, hey, I'm up and going in. And I'm like, fucking kill me. And I'm just sitting in the living room, and like I thought Joey was in bed asleep, and I am just crying. And he looks at me, and he comes in, and he says, "Mommy, are you okay?" And I'm doing this. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine, I'm fine." And he's like, "Mommy, why don't you cry over Daddy anymore? Do you not love him anymore?" And I looked at him straight in the face, and I said, "Baby, why would you not think I don't love him?" And he's like, "Because you don't cry for him anymore." And I said, "Baby, I don't cry for him because I don't want to upset you." He says, "Mama, you not crying and loving Daddy upsets me more than you crying." And so I sat down on the floor and I held him, and I just fucking cried. Like, his brother is in his bedroom screaming, saying, "Hey, somebody come get me." And I said, "No. You can stay in there. You're dry, you're clean, you're safe, and you've been fed. Screw you, you little 6-month-old monster. I'm going to grieve with your big brother." And I sat there for, 15 minutes with his 3-year-old big brother, and we cried because we missed Daddy. And from then on out, we broke down in the macaroni and cheese aisle at Walmart because macaroni and cheese was Daddy's favorite. And at that time, they didn't have Daddy's favorite macaroni and cheese. And me and Joey sat in the middle of the aisle and cried for 10 minutes. While everybody in Walmart walked around us going, "What the hell is wrong with this woman?" I'm pretty sure they were getting ready to call, an ambulance going, "Somebody's lost their marbles all over aisle 10.
Let them.
And one of the ladies walked up to me because she knew me from high school. She says, "Penny, are you okay?" And I went, "Can you please go in the back and see if you have, I think it was like Velveeta broccoli and cheese, macaroni and cheese." And she was like, "Yeah, is that what this is all about?" I said, "My husband died back in September, and that's his favorite, and there's none on the shelf." She went, "Oh, crap. I am so sorry. Was that your husband?" And I'm like, "No, it was the other Penny in town. There's only one of me. By now I know it's been all over town, you Riri's. I'm not stupid. This is a town of 500 people. This is the only super Walmart for 7 towns because out of all 7 towns, there's like 3,000 people." I'm like, "Oh my God." She walks back there and she says, we have one case." I said, "I want the whole case. Don't even worry about opening the dang thing up. I'll take all of it." And she was like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm positive. Just put the case in the basket." She's like, "Okay." I'm like, "We are not doing this meltdown again."
So,
I'm like, they don't realize, you do that ripple, and those ripples die down after so long. And then you meet someone, like I met Christy, and Christy, she had to deal with some of the ripples, because not only am I trying to deal with my grief, some of my grief, then, some of mine and the kids' grief kind of comes out on Christy because she sees us grieving. And then it's like,
are you empath, Christy?
I am.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't even know this man. I've never met this man. But yet, I see this family grieving. And, like, the first time she had to deal with it.
She really saw it. She felt it.
Yeah, I'm sitting in my room. I didn't even tell her what was going on. She comes in and she's like, "Come here." And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Just come here." And I'm like, "Okay." And the weirdest thing is I'm sitting there in a t-shirt and a pair of shorts. I didn't even have, and this is my whoopee. Most people, they don't understand this is 18 years old. And it still looks like it did, so many years ago. And, yes, I told you to order pizza. I don't know. You and Matt can figure it out. What? Well, figure it out, Humpty Dumpty. What? I'm on here. I will do it when I get off. Okay? This is why I'm not allowed to die. Because they can't even order pizza for themselves.
Just pick up the phone and order the pizza.
Right?
1-800 Papa John. Something.
See, this is why I'm not allowed to die. This is why. They can't even order pizza delivery for themselves.
You call. Bop, 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 bop. I would like a large pepperoni with black olives and extra cheese and jalapenos and banana. Whatever you want. Just call. Okay, bye-bye. Click.
Oh no! It was hilarious because I was craving Cinnabon earlier. I thought I'm going to get 15 mini cinnamon rolls. And I'm thinking regular cinnamon rolls, you know, this big. No! The damn things are this big.
Did you
Like,
get the
they're
sinners?
ones- Huh? No.
Did you get
I
the
didn't,
no?
I didn't get the sinners, thank God, because I'm like going, I would have eaten all those and I'd have been sick as a dog.
Oh yeah.
Because I
There
don't
is
do
nothing
bread.
small at Cinnabon.
I'm realizing that. Considering I'm going to have cinnamon rolls probably now for a week. Considering I have 1.5. And I'm like going, okay, I gotta tap. Because I'm not supposed to really actually be having bread.
I'm impressed you got 1.5 down.
You and me both. But like, then my husband came into the picture. Like, I met my husband 9 years ago. And you can ask Christy. I told my husband from the very beginning. I told my husband. I said, look, one, if you're going to be a part of this family, here's the baggage I fucking have. I said, I come equipped with 2 retarded children who, at any given moment, let me finish this out, because she's heard my spiel when it comes to my children. She's heard it. I come with 2 retarded children because they are stunted. Their dad died when they were very, very young. So, they are learning all of their manliness from their mother. And the rednecks, they come and hang out at my house every weekend. I said, initially, it involves a hold my beer, watch this moment. And he's like, okay. I said, 2. I said, you have to deal with the ghost husband. And he's looking at me like, I said, there's a flag on that fireplace. He says, yes, ma'am. And I said, that is my dead husband's flag. I said, now, you're going to have to deal with him hiding your keys and any given amount of things. I said, you are also going to have to deal with the fact that if we ever move from this house, every picture in our house gets basically stuck to the wall. I said, it doesn't get put on the wall with these pretty little nails. It's Velcroed to the damn wall. And he's looking at me like I've lost my ever-loving damn mind. And I said, I will explain that in just a moment. I said, thirdly, if you decide that you still want to be a part of this family after 6 months, yes, you can ask my children if you can marry our family. I said, but if they say no, that it's a no. I said, because my children have the all reason to be, they are the defining factor for all of this, because if my children don't like you, I don't like you. And he was like, okay. We turned around, and it's so funny because I picked up my husband. He was supposed to be a friend with benefits, and that was all it was supposed to be. We went out to a bar in another town. We came back the next morning. I said, look, dude, I am still exhausted. I think I even have alcohol still in my system. Good morning, Arcane. I said, I may still have alcohol in my system. Is it okay if we lay down and take a small nap? He's like, yeah. I said, my children are going to want to lay on the bed with us and watch Nick Jr. I said, okay. He's like, yeah. I knew he was going to become a part of our family when my children are watching Nick Jr., and he goes, "Oh my God, it's Dora the Horror." And I knew right then and there he was going to fit in perfectly. And then we're watching Peppa Pig, and he is going, "Where are these people's parents?"
Dude, exactly.
He's like, "Why do they not have parents?" And then him and I are cracking jokes at each other. Like throughout all of the different, kiddie shows. Under our breath, we're just him and I can hear because the kids are like down more towards our knees. And we're cracking jokes so badly that at one point I had to get up and go to the bathroom because he was about to make me pee myself. Because we were laughing so hard. And then the little turd who, okay, I am 37. Wait, how old am I now? Okay, I'm 44. I'll be 45. He was 19. He's about, okay, so this is, yeah, it's somewhere in there. I was in my early 30s. I find out he is 19, not 21, because we're filling out our freaking marriage certificate. The little bastard moved himself in one backpack full of clothes at a time. I didn't even know he was depositing his clothes in my closet until he was all the way moved in.
Oh,
And by that point, it was like, well, okay, looks like I have a boyfriend who's moved in. So I changed my Facebook to in a relationship with, and he okayed it. I thought, oh, this is funny. And then I put engaged too, thinking, oh, this is funny. Boy, he called my damn bluff. 2 weeks later, he actually put the ring on my finger. Oh, look at that!
I think you just got told.
Okay, well, there were several different reasons why I was going to find out about his ID. See, he played it off the first time because he said he was like, I told him I'm the designated driver, and that's why they red X'd him at the first bar we went to. I let him
That's
get away
smooth, though.
with it. I let him get away with it because, man, that boy could kiss. Oh my God. To
Well,
this
I
day,
mean, how long you been married now?
9 years.
So I guess he did something right.
He can still give me butterflies, and he knows
Aww.
it. He is, and Christy will tell you, if anybody was going to put up with my junk, it was damn near going to be that boy, because he goes to taps with me. He really has been.
It was a black X, not red.
Oh, God, I was really drunk that night. Oh yeah, but we've had a lot of fun. We've been through a lot of things most married couples don't go through in 20 years marriage, and we did it in 9, and we're still going strong.
Now here's the question.
Okay.
Do you think what you went through in your past made it a stronger marriage?
Honestly, I think it made me more careful because I was not willing to accept certain things. Like if and I think one of the biggest things with Matt that really Matt did something that won me over further into our marriage.
Christy's gotta go.
And
She froze. You froze, Penny. Mouth open again. Or did I freeze? I don't know which one of us is frozen, but one of us is frozen. Anyone in the chat want to tell me if I'm frozen or if she's frozen? Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Um, um, now what do I do? Um, what had happened was, hi. Can you tell I've never done StreamYard before? Right? There's my answer. She went bye-bye. Uh-oh. Um, hi. Okay. All right. Just a brief pause while we get Penny back. I don't know how to entertain everybody. Look, there's stuff on the ceiling at my job. Yay!
I'm back. I'm back. But yeah, no. I think it made me a little more with Matt. What won me the most with him was he did something that no one had ever done. Every other guy I'd ever been with, every other person, do what? Had nothing to do with orgasms, you butthead. He was the only man. Well, okay, it had a lot to do with those, but that wasn't the majority. He was the only person to not. He told me that he brought all of Steven's stuff out and and put it out there and welcomed it. Like he wanted to hear about Steven. He wanted to know what type of man he was. He was not, he didn't say, "Oh, that's in your past, put it away." He wanted Steven to be seen. He wanted Steven to be, out there and up front. And I was like, "Why were you like that?" And he was like, "He's the boys' dad. He was your husband. He didn't divorce you. He died. He didn't leave you. He died." He was like, I think what got me the most is he watched the boys while I went on a little retreat that was just, for me. And I got to go jump out of an airplane with a golden knight. And Steven had always wanted to go jump out of an airplane. But it was something that I could cross off of his bucket list for him. And I was like, I cannot believe I'm going to do this. I'm terrified of heights. Like, I really am terrified of heights. I was like, okay, Steven, I swear to God, if you do not catch me and get me back to the house, I'm going to... And, I was paranoid the entire day. I was just, I was scared because there wasn't a cloud in the sky. And, Steven always told me, if you need to see me, I'll always be hanging out on a cloud, watching over you. And just as we were getting on to the airplanes, just as we were there, 3 clouds showed up. And they were those big, fluffy, almost cotton ball clouds, And, I just started bawling because it was like Steve was going, "Hey, told you I'd be here."
Right.
And, right as we jumped out of the door, we passed through a cloud. And, my thought, as soon as, we got up there, it was like, well, I'm going to die. At least I'm dying with a golden, a sexy man stuck to my back. Could be worse ways to go out, And I came home from that weekend, and I had, we had always had just like Steven's flag out. And when I came home, he had pulled out the family picture we had taken right after Steven died, which had a picture of Steven in it with us. He had pulled out all of the medals because we've had people running in Steven's name. He had Steven's flag pulled out. He had it all in one side of our entertainment stand. Like, it, in a place of honor so that everyone could see it. And I walked through the door, and they had made like a little picture board with pictures of Steven on it. And he put it in there so that everyone could see pictures of Steven. They had no pictures of me and the kids. It was just of Steven. And I'm just like bawling. And he's like, he's a part of our family. Well, at this point, we hadn't had any Christmases together, and it was coming up on Christmas. And he said, oh, by the way, because we were starting to get out, all our Christmas decorations and everything. And he said, here, and he hands me a box. And it had it had a family Christmas ornament in it. And it had the star on it, had Steven's name on it. And then it had me and Joey and Blake and Matthew down on the stockings. And he's done it every year since. We have 9 of them with all 5 of us on them. And it's like, he has never excluded Steven from our family. He says, there's no reason. And it was just like, when I tell him I need to go to TAPS because I need my, I need my zebras. He's like, okay, where do we go? When's the next one? And like, he will a lot of times go out of his way to make sure that we do something to remember Steven. And like, for Steven's birthday, we went all over Hell and Creation to find a chocolate cake. Because Steven's birthday is November 4th. And every year, even though I don't mean to, I make fried chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, corn and chocolate cake. And one year we couldn't find chocolate cake. And I bawled. I just broke down. And he was like, we're not doing this again. So November 3rd, we go and we find chocolate cake. So that way, November 4th, we have chocolate cake. He's like, I'm not doing that again. And like, but it's those things that he does that it's like, okay. And he doesn't just do them for me. Like, we go to TAPS, and my other suicide widows, they're like, yeah, he has my wife for the weekend. And they're like, what? He's like, yeah, I have 9 wives for the weekend. And I have like 12 kids. And they're like, are you like in some kind of Mormon sect? And they're like, I'm like, no, I'm the only one he's doing anything with. He's only going back to the hotel room with me. And they're like, well, how do you have that many wives? And he's like, because I'm a widow. My wife's a widow. Well, you're alive. Well, yeah, her first husband died. Oh. So, like, how do you date one of those? And he's like, you're not qualified. And like, it's like he has like this protective bond with all of them. He's like, dude, you ain't qualified because you not just got to get past me, you got to get past that her and her and her and her. Like, he's like, I got past them because I was there before them. He's like, I've been doing this longer than they have. He says, and I set the pole pretty high. So listen here, bud, And like, I have so many people. Somebody asked me if he had an older brother. I'm like, well, he does, but he's an asshole. And they're like, oh. I'm like, yeah, he got broke the mold when they made him. But like, so many people ask, well, does Matt ever get jealous? And I'm like, Matt doesn't get jealous. Matt just looks at me and goes, honey, I love you. I'm feeling a little left out. And I'm like, okay, back up. You know, let's. Is it because of the time of year, or has something triggered? And it's like, oh, okay, something's triggered. Okay, we gotta. Goodbye, Steven. Go in your damn box. It's time for you to go to your box. Who told you I was talking about you? Matthew? Who told you I was talking about you?
No one.
Yeah, your son did, didn't
I
he?
know. I popped in to see what was going on. I can also hear you through the floor.
Oh, you can?
Yes.
Get on it. I now know this.
I can't hear everything you're saying, but I can pick up on certain ones.
Oh. See, he's like a dog. He hears his name and it's instantly.
I unfortunately am going to have to hop out. I just got a text message from my husband. I have a child that's puking.
Oh, no. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to head out here too because I've got to feed them because, you know, they don't know how to order pizza. I'm telling you right now, they're going to die. If something happens to me, they're going to die.
Right. Well, I'm glad I got to come in.
Definitely. I may have to cue you for next week because we're supposed to have a round table. And if
Okay.
Ross has not figured out what's going on with his foot, I'm going to need someone that's not related to me help me because the other two people that are related to me, they're part of it.
Okay.
But next week is going to be a longer session because we're going to have Timmy Trance and
Right.
we're going to have different angles because it's the end of Suicide Awareness Month.
Right.
And that one, everybody has to stay on the track.
Yeah, count me in.
All right, sounds good. I hope everyone has a great night.
Yep.
And
Love your faces.
yes, we love your faces. And don't forget to look for your glitter. Mwah!